最近娱乐圈风波不断，各类八卦消息层出不穷，而其中热度最高、争议最密集的，当属林俊杰官宣恋情后引发的一连串舆论风暴。从10年老粉公开脱粉，到女友七七父亲身份被全网深扒，再到自称同学的网友爆料七七过往，以及林俊杰前女友出面指控其劈腿，相关话题一个接一个冲上热搜，热度居高不下。原本只是一次普通的明星恋情官宣，却因为多方爆料，粉丝情绪反弹，过往情史被翻出，迅速演变成一场波及艺人形象、粉丝信任、公众口碑的大型舆论事件，至今仍未完全平息。这场风波的导火索，正是林俊杰官宣与小11岁的女友七七相恋。消息一出，最先震动的便是粉丝群体，不少陪伴林俊杰10年的老粉纷纷宣布脱粉，在饭圈内外引发不小讨论。这些老粉的脱粉并非一时冲动，而是长期积累的情绪，在官宣这一刻集中爆发。主要原因集中在3点。首先是偶像形象与现实的巨大落差，让粉丝难以接受。在许多老粉心中，林俊杰一直是专注音乐、低调内敛的黄金单身汉形象，大家默认他心思纯粹，专心做音乐，甚至在感情上被贴上纯爱标签。他此前在采访中谈及爱情观时也表示，希望能给对方足够的时间、空间与陪伴，想牵着对方的手走在大街上，享受简单又浪漫的相处方式。这番话让粉丝更加坚信他对待感情认真且深情。可现实中，他突然官宣小11岁的女友，打破了粉丝长期以来的认知，也与他过往展现出的形象不符。这种心理崩塌感是老粉脱粉的重要原因。其次是林俊杰对恋情的隐瞒与官宣方式，被认为缺乏担当。事实上，在正式官宣之前，他和七七就已多次被拍到同框出行，亲密互动的画面早已在网络流传。面对这些明显的线索，林俊杰始终选择沉默隐瞒，没有任何正面回应。而此次官宣，他也只是简单提及恋情，对女方的信息几乎一笔带过，没有正式介绍，也没有更多说明。在粉丝看来，这种长期遮掩、官宣敷衍的态度，既不够尊重一路支持他的粉丝，也没有给女友足够的体面，显得缺乏担当，进一步寒了老粉的心。最后则是商业周边与粉丝态度问题，让积压已久的不满彻底爆发。不少粉丝反映林俊杰的官方周边产品定价偏高，但品质却参差不齐，被质疑是利用粉丝情怀割韭菜。再加上部分粉丝觉得他近年来对粉丝的态度日渐敷衍，缺乏真诚的回馈。恋情官宣不过是压垮骆驼的最后一根稻草，多年累积的失望在这一刻集中释放，最终促使大量10年老粉选择脱粉，结束长久以来的追星之路。随着恋情曝光，林俊杰的女友七七也瞬间被推到舆论中心，她的家庭背景、个人经历、社交动态被网友全方位深挖。其中争议最大、版本最多的便是七七父亲的真实身份。目前网络上流传着多个说法，官方和当事人均未给出明确回应，爆料内容差异极大，真假难辨。第一种说法称，七七的父亲是广东某上市公司高管，家境十分优渥，不仅在国内资产雄厚，在东京、纽约等国际城市也拥有多处房产。七七算得上是名副其实的豪门千金。不过这一说法同时提到，其父亲早年曾涉及经济问题，让这个看似光鲜的豪门身份多了一层争议。第二种说法则完全相反，有自称七七同学的网友爆料，七七的家境并没有网传的那么优越，所谓豪门身份并不属实。该同学还提到，七七上学期间曾多次向同学借钱，并且存在借钱不还的情况。该网友还反问，哪有真正的豪门千金会去拍摄擦边照片？这句话也成为不少网友质疑七七身份与形象的重要依据。两种说法天差地别，至今没有定论。七七本人、林俊杰及其团队都没有对此做出任何回应，使得七七的家庭背景始终笼罩在迷雾之中。不过，关于七七的个人履历，有部分信息是经过官方报道确认的。他毕业于帕森斯设计学院，担任 SMG 创意总监，参与过林俊杰演唱会周边的设计工作，曾获得设计新锐奖，也有过奢侈品设计相关经历。从专业背景来看，他确实具备一定的设计能力与行业资历。即便如此，七七依旧没能摆脱网友的质疑与攻击。其中，王思聪曾给他的社交动态点赞，成为部分网友攻击他的切入点。不少人借此猜测他社交圈子复杂，并非单纯的设计从业者。此外，网络上还流传着一个颇具戏剧性的传闻：2023年，七七曾把林俊杰演唱会的门票卖给黄牛，自己却坐在看台观看。不少网友调侃，如果这件事是真的，那未免太过会过日子，也从侧面体现出大众对他的负面观感。 还有网友扒出七七的小号，发现他经常用小号给自己大号留言，夸赞自己长相出众，这种行为也引发了不少吐槽。如果说粉丝脱粉，七七身世被扒是舆论第一波高潮，那么自称林俊杰前女友的网友出面指控其劈腿，则将整个事件推向了更激烈的风口浪尖。根据该账号自述，他从2018年开始与林俊杰交往，两人在一起多年，感情看似稳定，直到林俊杰认识七七后，自己被无缝衔接，遭遇了劈腿与抛弃。这一爆料出现后，网络舆论迅速分成两派，一部分网友认为该女子与林俊杰只是工作上有过短暂交集，相识不过数月，根本算不上正式女友。此番发生只是借热度炒作，蹭流量，可信度不高。另一部分网友则选择相信爆料，认为其叙述有迹可循，并非完全空穴来风，要求林俊杰方面给出回应。事实上，在更早之前，林俊杰与七七传出绯闻时，其团队就曾公开回应，称两人只是工作中认识的朋友，否认恋爱关系。如今恋情官宣，再加上劈腿指控，前后说法矛盾，让林俊杰的形象再次受到冲击。与此同时，网友也顺势翻出林俊杰多年来的绯闻情史，梳理出一连串过往传闻。从2004年到2016年，林俊杰连续12年公开向 Hebe 告白，营造出长情专一的形象。但在这10几年间，他却多次与不同女性传出绯闻。2006年与林采薇传出恋情，2006年至2010年与金莎多次被传关系暧昧，2010年与模特陈立冷正式官宣恋爱，这段关系仅维持9个月便宣告结束。2012年到2016年，与孙涵的妹妹孙宇被传秘密交往4年。2013年又与李心爱被拍到约会，再度陷入绯闻风波。一连串情史被扒出后，林俊杰多年营造的深情形象受到严重质疑。不少网友认为其感情生活并不像表面看上去那样简单。面对私生活被过度解读、爆料接连不断、舆论持续发酵的情况，林俊杰终于做出最新回应。他表示自己的私生活被过度审视和歪曲，这些言论不仅伤害到自己，也伤害到身边所爱的人。对于有组织的抹黑行为，他暂时只能选择沉默，并呼吁大家保持清醒和理性，不要被不实信息带偏。此外，他还明确否认了网络上流传的七七怀孕的传闻，对这一虚假消息进行了澄清。截至目前，这场由林俊杰官宣恋情引发的风波仍在持续，10年老粉脱粉的情绪尚未平复。七七的家庭背景依旧沉迷，前女友劈腿指控也没有最终定论，再加上林俊杰早年情史被反复提及，整个事件依旧处于争议之中。作为华语乐坛颇具影响力的歌手，林俊杰的作品与实力一直备受认可，但此次私生活引发的舆论风暴，确实对其公众形象造成了不小影响。未来事件是否会有新的进展，当事人是否会进一步回应，仍有待观察。好了，以上就是本期视频的全部内容，不知道屏幕前的你对此有什么看法呢？欢迎在评论区留言。
In welcoming to the stage, the one and only JJ Lin.
Hello, everyone. Thank you.
Hello, Berkeley students. Thank you for coming.
My first ever song that was released was sung by Wu Ke-chun. I think a lot of people wouldn't know that because I shared this a long, long time ago.
You're too young.
Yeah, you guys are too young. You guys are too young. Anyway, yeah, my first ever released single was by Wu Ke-chun. But I think the real, I guess, defining moment, or when the realization came about in me when I wrote the song 记得. Because I always remember that day when I would go turn on the TV, and in those days, you know, there was this, they call it the MTV charts, you know, like they would play music videos all day, and they would share, oh, this week's charts, top 20, around 2019, 18, and then one day I saw number 1, 记得 was on TV. Ame was singing the song, music video. That was really special for me. When I was seeing my own song being played on TV, and it was on a number 1 spot, that was when I realized, wow, you know, this could actually happen for me. You know, this could really become my life. Chinese language is based on characters, whereas English is based on vowels. Like vowel, the word vowel it's a flow. Vowel. There's no character. Like, but in Chinese it's 单字. So every word or even a phrase is made up of singular characters. And when you sing, you have to still make it flow somehow. So it's not easy. It's much harder in terms of when we put it into a song, pop songs like 可惜没如果, compared to 不为谁而作的歌. These two songs are, for example, these two songs are, okay, you guys would know it, right? I mean, my fans would know it. They would know how to sing the songs. They would think, well, which is a bigger hit, because they're both kind of like my hits. So, but they are totally different songs in terms of flow and writing. So one is based on like downbeat, right? Like dun 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 dun. And then the song goes like character, word by word, right? But it works, right? If not, yeah, it worked. Compared to 不为谁, to me, I wrote that song not like a standard Chinese song, because 可惜没如果 is like a very standard ballad, Chinese ballad, where we take the characters apart and we kind of stamp onto each word as we sing or as I write. But whereas in Twilight, the song Twilight is, I wrote the song without having the context of the language in the melody, where I just sang no, 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 no. If there is an instrument to relate with the melody, it would be a string, where there are no frets. It's a fretless melody, whereas the first song would be a piano, note by note kind of melody. So these two songs are totally different forms. One with more form, one that would be like fretless or like air or water. The form could be however you sing it. Some people sing it very form-like. 梦为努力浇了水. That was not how I intended it, right? But I would do it like 梦为努力浇了水. I don't really sing the words. So that's like breaking it down a little bit more to, you guys are songwriters, you would understand it better. I would never have another opportunity to share it like this elsewhere, because maybe a lot of people wouldn't understand what I was trying to portray. But yes, that's how I kind of like sometimes the different ways I write, I guess. There's the different styles I write, or different. I think every song has its own flow, should have its own soul eventually. And of course, we're not even talking about the lyrics. We're only talking about flow, melody flow here. Yeah. So lyrics will be a totally different topic, I guess.
How can you sing for 3 hours? I mean, how do you take care of your voice? Because we have so many singers. Do we have singers? Huh? Right?
Well, I never used to sing like that. First of all, I never knew how long I could have sung without losing my voice entirely.
Well, better.
You learn more about yourself every single time you sing, and every show you understand yourself a little bit better, and you have to adjust accordingly, and you have to be not afraid to try. I never sung like how I'm singing today before I went on a TV show, right? That would have opened my world up, in terms of singing and performing, because I had to try to sing other artists' songs, classics, and rearrange them and would give my own interpretation of the performance. And that would open up my world in terms of, singing. Just solely on singing alone, I did have to try to sing in different ways and to belt like I never belted before. Because before it was, I was comfortable in my own zone of singing my own style. But then, new opportunities came along and I would challenge myself to try different techniques. And, those techniques, I didn't like at first. I would feel that, this is a little bit too much, to be singing such high keys. Like, there's nothing to prove, But I think sometimes you just have to try. And then certain songs were arranged in a certain way that you kind of have to have a release in terms of a vocal approach. And then once you do that, it opens another world of emotions that you realize that, wow, that you never knew that you could do that or you could express yourself that way. It was a lot of experimentation and trial and error, and and once you do that, you realize that would also allow a lot of other fans to listen and to realize also, hey, it's a different JJ Lin, and it takes time. And then you start to apply those techniques and those approaches to your own stage and your own music. So it affects you. You have to embrace it and you have to let it change and evolve in that world. Yeah, I never knew I could sing for 3 hours straight until I tried, and it is not easy to sing like that. And sometimes I always still question myself, why do I do that? It's like, I know that I can, I've done it, but I also know that I don't really have to. But, I've arranged the show in such a way that I have a story to tell. And these songs are arranged in a manner that, you have to sing it that way. Like, you arrange it that way, you have to tell the story. The story has to be complete. You don't just skip a part, and you just skip to the last part for the to make it easy for yourself. Then it could still be a good concert, because we're still singing the hits, right? People are still singing along, but what's missing would be the message, So you have to kind of like really think about an overall aspect of the whole entire show, and we're currently on a new tour, right? With the final lap, it's a brand new tour that we only done 6 cities so far. Yeah, it's only 6 cities, and I would say we're still fine-tuning a lot of things. I must say that this is the hardest show I've ever done. This is the hardest show I've ever done in terms of vocal and physical combined, because
there's no rest.
There's no rest, and it's not just no rest. It's you have to rush into everything. You guys don't see the backstage. You guys don't know what I'm doing. Like when I go down, like I go down.
10 seconds, and
you have no idea what goes on. We just added that part where I have to go levitate up, right?
Got like a 5
every
seconds,
time.
10 seconds, like maximum.
We only have 2 minutes, I think, to change and to wear the harness, and it's all hell break loose when I go down, like, and there's so many things that could go wrong, and if anything goes wrong, we're stuck.
It's never.
We're not even talking about the fact that I'm afraid of heights. So when I go up, I'll be like, I'm gonna fall. It's conquering that fear every single time, and still having to sing. Like I keep my hands up all the time when I go up, because I don't want my microphone to fall. It slips and it falls. What happens? I don't even want to begin to imagine. It's like, all the different kinds of things that goes in my mind as I'm performing. Those are things that affect every element of yourself, vocally especially, right? And you have to be confident. You have to just go. And I was saying this show has been one of the hardest shows to perform as a singer, because of the amount of dance that I've added, the amount of costume changes, the songs that I placed, the high key, and it's just all the way through. Yeah, and it's very demanding technically. So it's really about balancing, and it's really about understanding your ability and managing that, and going through with it and growing along with it. Maybe 2 years ago, if I were to do this show, I would probably not be able to finish it. And I believe as we challenge ourselves along the way, we actually really do get better. We really do get better, like internally, emotionally, and also physically. Yeah. So I really think the teams have to be really professional as well, and really in sync with what you're doing and what we plan to do. So I'm really appreciative of all the teams and the musicians, dancers,
Professional.
Just the professionalism. Yeah, it's a lot of trust. Yeah, and of course, trust in the teams, trust in yourself.
Trust and support also.
Yeah.
They believe in you, and they do everything for this one big amazing show.
Everyone's putting in their best, like to put this together, and also to just even in every single show there would be different scenarios or different situations, and we just have to just be there and embrace it. Right? The show must go on. What's your dream? What's your dream?
For you!
Oh man. I feel what I have to say to you guys is, don't let the industry define your success. Make sure you still enjoy every part of the journey, including now. And always remember to remind yourself what got you here in the first place. Why did you want to come here? Why did you choose the path for music? I always remind myself, despite all the challenges in life, I never regret my choice.
Thank you so much. Wow. Incredible. Well, dear students, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Keep fighting for your dream, okay? Thank you very much.
What kind of woman are you looking for? Single woman can PM you. Hi, I'm JJ Lin, and I'm here to answer your questions on Mothership. Instagram asks, why did you shift your bag? What kind of question is this? I shifted my bag because I wanted to be a nice guy. Oh, Atu is here, give up a seat for him, but he didn't take the cue. My question to you is, why did you shoot me shifting my bag? And why did it go viral? Can you make my music go viral? What's your personal favorite song in your new album, Like You Do? Hard to have a personal favorite when I wrote all of them. I think not tonight, when the beat drops. Just your Singapore rediscovers vouchers. No, I don't believe so. But I plan to use it, and I will use it, and when I use it, I'll share it with Mothership. When are you going to open Miracle Coffee Cafe in Singapore? You know what? I'm actually really planning it. Hopefully it can happen soon, when COVID ends. When he gonna have another concert? I'm gonna have another concert on 6th of June. That's gonna be an online one called Sanctuary Finale. You come for that concert and I'll tell you when the next one's gonna be. Why release an English album now? Well, because English is my first language and I figured now is a good time. Can you remember the SAJC school anthem? In days of yore from Bethlehem. Oh, the darkness. Wait, I think that's the ACS one. SAGC school anthem. It goes like up and on, up and on, up and on. Okay, what's your next song going to be? The secret track that is about to release. That I think you already know who the duet artist is. What kind of woman are you looking for? Single woman can PM you. My mom is the best example. She has the characteristics of a woman I'm looking for. She can cook, she's independent, she's funny, she's caring, she's loving, she has perseverance. So single woman can PM me. It's a hard question because I get a lot of PMs every day. Can PM, but I will probably not reply you. Which is your favorite hangout place in Singapore when you were still schooling? Wow, Bugis Junction, Parliament Village. There's a spot that is my secret spot because it was pretty close to my house. It's called Ginza Plaza. Because there was a game shop in Ginza Plaza that I used to go to, a comic shop that I used to buy my comics. Yeah, that was my favorite spot. How does it feel to turn 40? Well, I actually feel very alive. I'm born again. Life begins at 40. How come you're so shy one? Is it she's trying to make fun of me? Because I always do that slightly frowning face when I'm taking pictures. But thank you. Most touching moments in your career, it would be the stages. I mean, 舞台, you know, when I step on stage to receive an award, you know.
原来这就是得到最佳男歌手的滋味。
And when I step on stage for the first time in my concert tour, that would be like, wow, you know, the most touching moment. One of the most touching moments. I'm actually quite touched right now because, you know, this interview actually reminds me of the moments that have been viral on Mothership. Sometimes, to my amusement, I don't really understand the content or, you know, the headline, but whether it's my music, my house, or my bag. I'm still grateful that, you know, people talk about me and I appreciate every bit of it. How come you're singing so powerful? Because when I'm about to hit the high note or the peak, just like sports, you have to flex when you're about to hit the ball. My name, Junjie, also. Why I not talented? I'm sure you have your talents. You know, maybe not in music field, but you had it, you just have to discover it, you just have to find it, you just have to believe in yourself. Out of all your amazing songs, which is your favorite? I've been asked this question a lot, and I always tell them my favorite song is always my next song, because that's the only way to keep me going. Alright guys, thank you for your questions.
JJ Lin's latest English EP, Like You Do, is out now, featuring hit singles like Why Can, Not Tonight, and hidden track Bedroom in collaboration with Anne-Marie and more.
It is an album about rediscovering the self. Very honest, very energetic, very real, very fun.
It's an EP not to be missed.
Hello， 大家好，我是 JJ 林俊杰，欢迎来到 JFJ 的总部上手。2016年想说我要做线上演唱会，正式建立了这样的一个工作空间，每个角落其实都可以用来拍摄的主要的表演空间。LED 的是我们可以去投放任何的内容。2018年。第一场线上直播演唱会，之前真的还没有人这样子办过。我们曾经也有在这栋楼的楼顶上开场演唱会过，花了5年多的时间来筹备、研究、跟实验、跟尝试，成本这些设备要这我不知道。我不是一个生意人，只能说我把这几年努力的赚到的投放回这个梦想。 华语音乐已经引领世界了。中国的科技是走在全世界第一的，音乐跟表演科技结合进来，应该要是世界第一。那我的收藏都是一个自己个性的延伸，我很喜欢听故事，所以我会去了解每个艺术家的一些风格，跟认识他们。像小钟女，她都是听着音乐，然后创作的，而且是即兴创作。所以在门口的那幅画是她当天在现场live painting， 花了大概接近2个小时，我们开着直播，跟全世界分享。我真正在收藏的比较多是潮流的公仔，有蛮多的，已经装不下了。Fabrics、cos， 那因为我是一个非常喜欢赛车文化的人，我喜欢 F1， 自己也有一些跟 F1 有关的一些收藏品，像这个就是一个 piston， 然后刹车碟，然后 F1 的那个方向盘。我也很喜欢 color， 收藏的东西通常都比较有强烈色彩的对比。因为我自己跑了2轮的演唱会，第3轮的时候疫情爆发了，所以我后来把这次的圣所 finale 终点站还原到一个线上的舞台上。线上的挑战就是你必须要不断的给一些没有看过、没有感受过的惊喜。我曾经也在直播的时候让观众选我下一套衣服要穿哪一套，直接到休息室直接换。
谢谢你们辛苦了。
所以这些周边商品其实也算是一种让他们可以收藏。我算是一个蛮有强迫症的人。包括你的网速、画质、灯的色温、镜头的广角或者是特写的每一个环节我都要了解。我觉得音乐远远大于我们自己，它要怎么来，你就要怎么去迎接它，不能去限制它。
你的皮真的是太厚了，你看看。你吃啊！
那我展现出来的，常常会让身边的人觉得我是长不大的小孩，他们都翻白眼。40岁了，中年了，但是我根本没有觉得老。我比我39岁的最后一天不焦虑，我比起那一天来的放松很多。我觉得就这样啊，可能改变是在于很细微的内心状态吧。我生活变得更简单了，很多东西会让我觉得很开心。我喜欢打游戏，当过游戏主播，我自己也有在玩抖音啊，喝咖啡、烘咖啡，做潮流收藏，去了解现在年轻人文化是怎么样的一个感觉。谢谢。我出道第18年，情歌是让我很多人认识我的方式。我经典的歌，我江南、曹操、可惜没如果。我当初其实没有想那么多，我只是想做音乐、创作、写歌。当歌手永远都会也觉得蛮恐怖，听到的一句话就是江郎才尽。我不想要成为那个江郎才尽的人。Like You Do 是我的第14张专辑。念书时候我是主修英国文学，渴望着有一天我可以比较正式的来出一张英文专辑。我一定要自己一个人创作，坐在一个录音室里面，或者是在钢琴面前。但是后来尝试了去跟不一样的创作人合作，一起坐下来，你一句我一句，一起弹钢琴，一起玩。
Nervous at the same time because it's a unique experience right now for me. You know, even though
当然，我还有一个梦想嘛，我希望我有一天站上格莱美的舞台领奖，对吧？要有足够的胆量、坚持、耐心，继续的努力，每一天。我一直很喜欢科幻的主题，尤其是会去想象我们有没有一个平行时空的世界里有另外一个林俊杰，他正要出道。